Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Bumper here, okay, back with a new video today, okay. So today I'm responding to one of the many tag videos that go around the community. I can't remember who tagged me in this one. It was either my man Trev over at Double Bill Movies or my mate Marcus over at X-File 2748, I want to say, or 2708. But anyway, yeah, so I thought I'd do it. I haven't done a video for a while. I've been a little bit I haven't had a lot of motivation lately. My last couple of videos, I haven't put a lot of effort in. I gotta be fair. It's kind of just been going through the motions, unboxing stuff. So I'm trying to give it a bit more G up now. And I got a few ideas for videos throughout December. So hopefully Bumpers Movies can bring you some entertaining stuff over the Christmas period. All right, so the tag video today then is create your own film festival. All right, so I know loads of people have done this. I remember watching my mate Sammy G do it as well. So I'm going to do mine with a twist, okay? Mine's going to be Bumpers Movies Extreme Film Festival, okay? So this is going to be movies that are extreme horror, although they're going to keep some sort of resemblance of a normal film. They're going to have a storyline, a plot, but they do take it there when it comes to the sex and the gore. All right then, so it's going to be a 3-day festival, okay? So like other festivals I've been to, it's going to start Friday afternoon and go on till Sunday evening, all right? So on Friday, it's going to open up about 4 o'clock, give everyone a chance to get home from work and get there 4 or 5 o'clock. And the first film we're going to be watching is we're going to do a double bill to kick it off. We're going to watch Nekromantik, and then we're going to watch Nekromantik 2. Okay, so Nekromantik is a movie is about a guy who works in like a morgue type place, and his hobby's collecting body parts. And one day he decides to take home like a full-on bloody corpse, and his wife kind of falls in love with it, and there's a bit of a love triangle going on between him, his wife, and this corpse. You've got to see it to believe it, really. So it's by Joe Buttigieg, I think his name is. Arrow just released this again now. I don't know if it's on 4K. I was just going to box set with all his other films, but this is the old limited edition that's I had to print now, absolutely wicked thick box booklet and all that. Anyway, so that's the first film we're going to watch then at Bumpers Film Festival, Nekromantik. And like I said, we're going to follow up with the sequel, which is a sequel in name only. And this is about a girl who, similar to the other one, really gets attached to a corpse. So she got living in her apartment. I wouldn't say one's better than the other, really. They're both an experience. I don't know if there's much difference in when they were made. I think they're pretty soon after each other. But we're not here to talk about the physical media releases anyway. We're just here to do a film festival. So you watch Nekromantik, then you watch Nekromantik 2. Okay, so you're going to start at about 5, do a couple of Q&As with people, if you can guess someone who was in it, or if the director's still going. Then you're going to move on then to the 9 o'clock movie. You're going to have a big one. Every 9 o'clock slot over the weekend is going to be a big movie. So we're doing Cannibal Holocaust. I had to put this bit of paper in here to cover up the titties, obviously because of YouTube. But I have got the 88 films 4K, but I couldn't find it in my collection. It's hard work at the moment, my collection, because a lot of it's stacked 3 deep and then 3 deep piles on top. So I just run a quick cover off my off the internet, that's all. But yeah, so this is, like everyone says, the first found footage movie, Blair Witch Project, and then someone will come in and say, oh no, they were doing it before the Blair Witch. Haven't you seen the McPherson tapes? But this is the one. This is found footage. This is about a guy like who finds a camera of a film crew in a I want to say a desert, not desert, in a jungle, and then he goes back and plays through the tapes, and what you see on there is what happened to these students, and then whatever else. So this is the original Dundana when it comes to the found footage. A lot of people can't handle it because of animal cruelty. At Bumpers Film Festival, it's going to have the animal cruelty in, unfortunately, so you just have to close your eyes. All right, so that's Cannibal Holocaust. And then the midnight movie on the Friday, if you can handle one more, we're going to go with the Human Centipede 2. We won't bother messing around with the first one or the third one, when this one just gives you everything tenfold. Like, so, a movie's good, or it's done his job, a horror movie, when someone reacts in the way that my mate reacted. I was watching this one afternoon when I wasn't working or whatever. He come in with a cup of tea. He likes horror. He got a back covered in tattoos of Jason and Freddy and all this. And he came in and he left after about half hour. He's like, bum, I can't handle this. And he went, and you knew he'd done his job. I remember I showed my mates Kill List before. And my one mate just turned to me after he finished. He said, don't ever show me anything like that. I was like, yeah, awesome film. So yeah, anyway, going back to it, Human Centipede 2, midnight film, if you can stay up for it. We do the black and white version with the colour bits instead of the colourised version. This has got all sorts of minion shit going on to it. Not only the incest and the Nancy paedophile shit that goes on, but also the homemade human centipede, the baby being crushed under the accelerator of the car or the clutch of the car, the whole shebang, man. This has got it. Human Centipede 2. I love this film. All right, there you go, man. Have some sleep if you can. And then you're here the next day. Saturday, you're buzzing now. Saturday morning, first film starts about 10:11. Don't want to hurt you on the psyche too hard to start with, so we're going to go with Jack Ketchum's Evil. So this is actually called The Girl Next Door in most on most releases. So this is based on a true story about a girl like in the 40s or whatever, goes to live with her auntie because her mum and dad die or whatnot. And yeah, she's just treated to the most horrendous abuse. There's a famous scene in this, or notorious scene in this, with a blowtorch. Yeah, let your mind or imagination do the rest. So yeah, this has got triggers for some people. For me, I don't find it too bad. You know, it is extreme, but only in certain moments. Otherwise, it plays it a bit like a messed up Stand By Me or whatever, coming of age movie. But this is a 4K from Germany. I can't believe they would put this movie onto 4K, to be honest. Like I said, we're not here about the physical media, but I don't show this one off very often. So it's quite one of my good ones. And then there's the back then. So that's The Girl Next Door, or Evil. All right, so that's your first one in the morning then. So about 10 last started, so about 1 o'clock now we do the next film. So be a little bit like that. I'd like to give you a bit of a giggle as well as gross you out. This is the Spanish horror called The Night of the Virgin. Okay, now I wouldn't really say this is totally extreme, although when I was researching extreme horrors a few years ago, it popped up, so I bought it. I had to order it from CEX and pay their ridiculous delivery charges because there was just nowhere else to get it from. They had one in stock somewhere over the other side of the country. So anyway, so yeah, this is a comedy. Like, it's about a guy and he wants to lose his virginity. Like, he goes out clubbing on his own. I think his mates let him down, or he's just sad enough to go on his own. I can't remember. But anyway, he does meet this bird and he goes back to her house. Like, and there's all sorts of like weird voodoo and black magic shit going on. And there's a scene, like a bathroom scene with menstrual blood. And oh, it's just absolutely fucking rank. So more of a comedy than a gross out horror, but if you get a chance to watch it, it's worth it. So that's the Spanish comedy horror, Night of the Virgin. All right, now it's getting to like Saturday, 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon now, so you've got to come with some big hitters. All right, now this is a bootleg of this film. I don't know where you can buy this from. Like, this is Gaspar Noé's first film. This is called I Stand Alone. Like I said, this is just a bootleg, so the cover's a little bit all over the shop. But oh man, I'm telling you now, you think you can handle extreme horror or deep psychological thrillers or whatever you want to call it, like you need to check this one out and give your psyche the test, because this is fucking nuts. I'm telling you, this was about a guy, he's like a horse farmer in France, and they're already frowned upon anyway, these horse farmers, like. And I don't know, like he meets this bird, she promises him the world, and he moves away with her, like leaves his daughter, and it don't come to fruition. Like, she was winding him up the old all the time, like, and he flips, like, and he's already a bit fucking nuts anyway, and like he goes on a mad one, like on a bit of a murder spree, going back to Paris to find his daughter who's disabled, and it creeps into incest and fucking nonsense again and all sorts. Yeah, this is not for the faint-hearted, I'm telling you, but if you're at Bumpers Film Festival for the extreme lovers, you ain't gonna be faint of heart. So yeah, I Stand Alone, Gaspar Noé. I would recommend that film to you if you haven't seen it, but don't come knocking my door with your psychiatrist bills. Oh, I don't know, it's the big Saturday night 9 o'clock in the evening. It's got to be the one and only a Serbian film. So I was going to watch this at 9 o'clock on a Saturday at a film festival in London, Fright Fest in 2010, and it was cancelled at the last minute. Okay, the director was there, everyone was there, and the BBFC decided they wanted to cut another 6 minutes of it, about 15 minutes before it was due to go live. And being a film festival and everyone being like one of these purists who don't believe in censorship and want to see things how they want to see them, they said, all right, then fuck it, we're not going to show the film at all if we got to cut these extra 6 minutes. It's pointless. I'm watching Buried with Ryan Reynolds. But anyway, that's enough of that. So this is a Serbian film. So this is like the GOAT or the beast of the extreme horror movies. I think it's probably been slightly outdone in recent years if you do dig deep enough. But yeah, this is about as close to the line as you can get of giving a good story and engaging characters, but still having that level of extreme that would be too much for some people. So yeah, again, this has got everything, non-C, pedos, bloody necro, you name it, it's got it in it. But it's high production values, it's really well acted, and it creeps up on you, man. It sucks you in, that's the problem. It don't go hardcore for about the first 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and you watch it, you're thinking, this is a bit ropey, like, but there's birds in here where they're knockers out, there's loads of porn going on or whatever, like, this guy seems alright, and you stick with it, and then you're just like, oh my god. So that's 9 o'clock, Saturday night, a Serbian film. And then the last night on the Saturday, then, about 11, 12 o'clock, if you haven't shot yourself by then we'll give you something, a bit of a party extreme film, extreme party film. We'll give you The Sadness, the Korean film. All right, so this is a nice 4K German steelbook again, media book. All right, so this is a film about a virus like that wreaks havoc around this city, like in Korea or whatever, and yeah, it just turns people into raging zombies, like highly sexualized and violent zombies like this. Bloody, if I told you this wasn't the first film I've seen where somebody sticks their penis in a eye socket, that might shock you, but it's not. But anyway, there's all sorts of go on in this anyway. But it's fun, you know, like it's fast paced, energetic. Some of the sexier scenes I don't really like. Sex and blood, like it can be a little bit off-putting for me. I don't know why. Like I'd rather keep the two separate. But yeah, so your last film on the Saturday night, The Sadness. Check it out. All right then. So you're probably glad it's Sunday and you're on the last day. All right. So again, we're going to start the day at 10, 11 o'clock. Get a coffee into you. We're going to start a little bit lighter. Nothing too wild. Something that's more sit in your brain for weeks after you see it, play on your mind rather than gross you out at the time, and that's Dogtooth. All right, so this is directed by, I can never say his name properly, but he's the guy who's gone on to do Poor Things, The Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer, Georgios something, is it Georgios Kostofis or something, or Yorgos Lanthimos. So he's really popular now, and even though he does weird out there movies, he has got a bit of a commercial following, but this is one of his first films. Like it's about these parents, like, and they don't tell their kids about the outside world, as weird as that sounds like, and they don't know what's out there, like, and you know, they create all these silly metaphors for like different things they might hear, like, you know, like what sex is and where babies come from, and they give them like this weird adult education, and oh, it's just so good. I haven't seen it in ages. I was glad to find it at a charity shop because I really want to give it a rewatch. But this one like why weird you out a bit, like rather than gross you out, but it's well worth a watch. So Sunday morning we're watching Dogtooth, and then again we're going to keep it a little bit light-hearted, and we're going to go with Pink Flamingos by John Walters. Okay, so Pink Flamingos, again, it's not like extreme horror, or you know, it's not going to be like images in this film that you won't be able to erase from your mind, but again, certain things will stick with you because about this family in Florida, I'm pretty sure, and they got the tag of being the most grossest, disgusting family in the city, and they don't want to lose that tag, and they end up in a competition with another gross out family and whatever. And the woman in this, Divine, she's like a famous I don't know, she's a transvestite or like cross dresser. I don't really know what she is like, but she's like an American fucking version of Dame Edna Everage or whatever, just more tardier. But anyway, she eats dog shit, basically. That's what I'm going to tell you. And this fucking vial is real as well, and she eats dog shit. So there you are. You thought you'd do anything to be on telly. Divine would do anything to be on telly. So that's Pink Flamingos. All right, then we're getting into the afternoon then, 3-4 o'clock. So you want a banger now. So it's got to be none other than the exploitation classic, I Spit on Your Grave. Okay, so this is the nice release from Ronin Flicks. This is wicked film. Obviously, the notorious Video Nasty, banned for a long time. Hard to see in its uncut form. This is totally uncut and looks amazing in 4K. I find this film hilarious. A lot of people, you know, might think you laugh because you put on a bit of a bravado when really it's grossing you out, or whatever, like, or there's something wrong with you if you laugh. But it is quite funny, like, you know, you got the one with the learning difficulties, like, was always moaning because they're making him do all the sick shit that no one else wants to do, and all that. Like, so but yeah, it is good. And then you get the revenge scenes. It's just amazing, like when she's in the boat at the end with the axe up in the air, like it's just iconic. And the scene in the bath, like, oh, if you get the uncut version, that scene goes on for too long, let me tell you. He stands up in the bath. Ugh. So anyway, yeah, so you've got to have it. Any extreme horror film festival is going to have some sort of rape revenge, and I'm giving you I Spit on Your Grave. All right, then again, now 9 o'clock at night, so you've got to give people an absolute banger, modern day rape revenge thriller, just to show you that I Spit on Your Grave may not be quite as wild as you first thought. This is Trauma. So this is a Chilean rape revenge movie, and this is hardcore. So it's only a couple of years old, maybe 5 or 6 years old. It's about this family, like they're sort of, I don't know what war it is, but must have been some sort of South American war in like the late 90s or something, some sort of civil war. And this family's got like PTSD from it. Like, you know, the father's still living the war, and his son, he treats us like some sort of fucking, I don't know, some sort of bloody war criminal, really. Like, you know, and he's already murdered the mother, as to show that he's some sort of fucking badass bloody martyr to this fucking, not religion, but to this war lifestyle. And anyway, these 4 girls go to this house where one of their aunties live or something in Mexico, thinking they're going to have a weekend of just sunbathing and all that, and they bump into this weird family anyway, like, and yeah, the father and the son turn up to this party, and it's just insane. You've never seen rape like it. Honestly, this will really trigger you if that triggers you. But then if you can stick with it, the second half of the film is amazing. Like, they go back to get their revenge, on these people, well, the ones who survived do anyway. Like, and this is known for his practical effects being amazing. There's a scene where one of the women, the guy takes her jaw off with a crowbar, and he does it really slow, fucking hanging, and it looks really good. And there's a scene where the one guy gets all acid dripped on his face, and it looks amazing. So if you're into your special effects and your practical effects, and you can handle the extreme shit, there's a scene in this where one of the girls gets her head's blown off as she's trying to run. I've never seen a head blown off shot like it. Some people say, you know, it's what it would really look like if it happened, rather than like an overuse of blood everywhere. But I just can't explain it. It's just rank. Oh, so that's trauma. And then you can breathe then a little bit easier because you know you're on your last film. And like Saturday Night, where we give you the sadness, I give you something a bit more, not fast paced. The movie's a little bit slow, but you know, it's not quite as extreme, and you can get a bit of joy at the end when the revenge comes. So I probably should have spaced out these revenge films a bit more, but this isn't really revenge anyway. This is thriller, or they call her One Eye. Okay, so this is a Swedish film, banned for so long again. Is about this girl, and she's kidnapped, but she's not really raped. She's like just sold into like she's made to be a prostitute, like, and and the guy hooks her on all the drugs and all that. Like, there's some wicked eye trauma in this, and you know, you have these montages in between, like the grossness of her like learning to drive and learning to shoot a car, and it's all building up to like this great grand plan at the end to get a revenge on people. Now when the revenge scenes come, it's a bit weird because it happens in this weird slow-mo, and there's this weird music over the top, and it's not very satisfying the first time, but then when I watched it a couple of times since, you know, it gets a bit better, and the character's amazing. She's gorgeous, the girl in it, even though she's playing a gritty character like she is. Fair dues. And yeah, so it is a good film. This is extreme as well because it's got full-on hardcore porn in it, but it's not the stars doing it. It's intersected scenes or intercut scenes from old-fashioned porno. So all you see is gross, like hairy assholes and puby minges or whatever. So honestly, you're better off watching it without that. There's a version without it, and just stick with the violence and the trauma and not the sex because you don't need it. So yeah, that's Thriller, and that's AUM Bumpers Festival. All right then, so you'd all be going home now, ready to go back to work on Monday, and when your boss asks you, do you have a nice weekend, you can say, oh yeah, it was awesome. He says, what did you do? Just say, oh, I watched a couple of Disney movies with my kids. All right then, so I've been Bumper. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon.